number of views that emerged as she solicited roasting material, and I had a number of views that emerged as I did the same for her. Her passion for work as a healthcare actuary was one, her obsession with memorizing birthdays, and a most unorthodox index finger only hunt and peck typing style. Along with her New York City, or if she's being honest, New Jersey, piece of communication. This has led to some interesting but hard to understand, at the same time it's changing. Yet, despite the sometimes kindergartner-esque same time, she has a penchant for critiquing others' writing. I go last. Our critiquing others' writing is something we've bonded over.
Clearly.
I file all my non-work related emails to their own folder, and I had an interesting trip down memory lane rereading those exchanges with Rebecca. Half of them are agonizing over others' grammar, spelling, punctuation, or usage. It takes only an extraneous apostrophe to set off a flurry of emails. Or there was a time another actuary wrote the non-word another words, all one word, ANOTHERWARES. Or a call on which someone used the non-word analyzation. Or the time an email from corporate HR read, take your Q, Q-U-E-U-E, from the CEO. Which launched us into a conversation about the Netflix habits of our CEO, Russ Green. Or there was the multi-email discussion about whether the preferred usage was until, till with two L's, till with one L, or till with one L and apostrophe. Culminating in an investigation of the etymology of each variation.
We have time for this?
I know it's a double.
Oh, great!
The other theme that everyone who works with Rebecca will recognize is her passion for her work and Hewitt's business. Her addiction to same time and BlackBerry, crazy work hours, and heated emails to senior leadership on behalf of Hewitt Health Management. As one business leader put it, lots of little moments over the years make Rebecca a great personality on our team. First and foremost, I really haven't come across anyone that is as passionate on helping our business succeed as she is. She has developed this wonderful ability to be passionate yet rambling to anyone she thinks can influence things, including our practice leaders. Rebecca has single-handedly made sure the Detroit office is well represented as issues are worked in health management. Another mentioned that right after giving birth to her firstborn Nava, Rebecca was sending emails from her BlackBerry to a client from her delivery desk.
Seriously? That was on me. That was on me. I didn't have a BlackBerry when I gave birth.
Something to the effect that she told the client it was okay because they had taken the baby away for a few moments for a bath. So she could type until they brought her back.
I get to defend myself.
You know, then there's Rebecca's uncanny obsession with birthdays.
Like what?
Birthdays.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't stop by committing her family's birthdays to memory, but also her co-workers' birthdays, and co-workers' significant others' birthdays, and co-workers' relatives' birthdays. As a fellow actuary said, when Nava was born on my birthday, I got a call on my cell phone on a weekend within an hour of the birthday. Now, I like to believe I am a dear friend of Rebecca's, but even dear friends usually have to wait a few hours or days before hearing of her birthday. I can only attribute the promptness to her birthday freakiness. That's a quote. I hope she at least called her siblings first. There was also the interplay mentioned between Rebecca's kosher diet and business travel. Said one, the whole kosher diet while traveling to Lincolnshire is pretty amusing because it means she drinks on an empty stomach. And another said, I must say I have a much better knowledge of where the kosher eateries are in the Lincolnshire area because of Rebecca. And a few random anecdotes. Actuaries may be stereotyped as introverts, but falling backwards off the stage during the health management practice meeting to get out of the karaoke spot might be considered overkill, especially 6 months pregnant.
It wasn't my fault.
The best part being that none of the rest of her team on stage noticed the pregnant woman falling backwards suddenly
The only
disappearing
sober one.
because we were too busy singing with a little help from my friends. And yet, Nava turned out okay.
So far. So far.
And as Rebecca mentioned, we share a love for The Office. Rebecca once asked me to pirate an episode of The Office for her because she had missent her TiVo to record channel 8 instead of 9. She did the same another time with an episode of Without a Trace because it was a crossover episode with CSI, and that could be viewed online. We share a love of watching Recruiters as well. One email from a recruiter read, "This is definitely a great chance to explore other opportunities outside of consulting. Have you considered life insurance?" Which Rebecca forwarded to me and responded, "That's a step backwards, besides for being boring as hell." Then there was the April Fool's Day 2008 when I was at the CSP exam seminar, and Sarah Tepma, one of our fellow actuaries at the time, and I conspired to send Rebecca emails saying that I hadn't shown up for the seminar. And Sarah said she had tried calling me, left me voicemails, couldn't get a hold of me, and they were all wondering if Rebecca knew where I was. Rebecca's response was very weird. Really needs to start taking his exams serious. Luckily I did, and here I am. But ultimately, Rebecca is one of the most passionate people I've had the privilege of knowing. When I was down at the office for several months last year for my girlfriend's medical issues, Rebecca was on the verge of going into labor with her second-born Omni. And she was still offering to go shopping for me, run errands, bring extra bedding and books to my house. She emailed to check up on me several times a day, including an offer of cooking food and delivering it to my house within days of Omni's birth, and offering to make airport runs. She even mailed a birthday care package with mondo bread to us in California. That kind of manager and friend doesn't come along every day. So with that, let's toast to Rebecca FSA.
Yeah.